Hey everybody, it's Z with the Quest, ECSS, just like on the shirt here. Anyway, here's another rescue that we did. Um, Before I get started, just want to show some of you that are new here and haven't seen some of the other videos. Uh, when we take some of these guards down, what we do is we put them to sleep, so to speak, and they wake up later. But we always leave them a calling card, kind of like the old guys in the Vietnam Army. But anyways, this is what ours look like. It says, "God will judge you, but we'll arrange the meeting." Repent. Anyway, thought some of you might want to see that. So this was a different kind of rescue for some other reasons. Recently, a great supporter of the Quest in so many different ways. His name was Jim Law, and a really good friend of mine. And anyways, he passed away really quick. All of a sudden, one day he found out he had some sort of tumors or lesions in his brain, and they operated and they fixed him all up, and everything was great. And then all of a sudden, boom, he went away from us. But anyways, this rescue was done in his memory. This was also in August as the last one. So anyways, here I'll get started. Let's see. Recently, as in my last report, we had brought in a few new people to help us in our quest. Most of them were locals to the areas that we work in, and they came through, and now we have a lot more space to put some of our rescues. One of the problems with what we do is that we have to be able to place these kids, because we at the Quest ECSS right there we don't just do a rescue and then leave it up to others to finish it. We have places that we vented and that we secure 24 hours a day, and we have to be able to put them in there. Although we can't afford to pay for their food and schooling and everything, the places do that for us at their cost. And someday hopefully that we'll be able to afford the $20 a month per kid, but as of right now we can't. So we do other things for them, and we help them out. We help keep them in code, because like in Asia, the Christian places are not supported by the government in any way, so they're a lot harder on them, and so it's more difficult for them to continue with what they do. So anyway, these guys came along and helped us out, build out some of these places and provide more space so that we could put more kids in there and give them more facilities and things like that. So anyways, I'll leave it at that. So now we have more room to put more rescues. That's always an ongoing problem, is finding enough places to put all these kids. And one other thing here is a public service announcement. Please don't try to do fundraisers through Facebook. Do it direct through like PayPal or something. It's horrible. Thank to one of our great ambassadors. You know who you are. He did a fundraiser, and we finally got the funds, so he went out and was able to do this rescue. So anyway, we had been getting reports for a long time about this very abusive child brothel. Yes, they are all abusive, but this one really stood out. We had wanted to get to these kids much sooner, but we had not had sufficient donations this year, and like so many we want to rescue, we just had to wait, because we could not do it safely because of the lack of funds. The most recent report was that they had over 10 that had to be removed due to death. That's these little kids, because of the treatment. They starve them, and they beat them, and they mutilate them. So anyway, enough of that. So we had to do it. And a reminder, every 30 seconds, a child is taken into human trafficking. Um, I hope all of you can understand the frustration that we face uh, all the time, every second of every day. I hope you do. Uh, that is why when people tell me to wait for this or that, I may not be so cooperative. Sorry. Uh, this is one of those child brothels that are mostly open for locals. In other words, they don't have the sex tourists that come in. Um, this is also a brothel that keeps kids in small cages, stacked up on top of each other. It is tightly controlled by the gangs with cooperation of local officials. Uh, this makes it rather difficult to be in control of our rescue. So our team had to be the most elite that we have. They have to plan the operation, uh, but it will be very loose due to the situation. These are really difficult to do, but when you understand uh, the talent that a lot of these people have that work for us, our team, uh, they're so skilled at what they do, they can kind of make it up as they go. Although we always have a format, but they all understand too that things change, and they can change in an instant. And you've seen that before in this, where we lost some of our guys and girls uh, to one of these traps. So, anyways, I'll go on here. Um, the when the kids are in cages, it makes it very hard to predict how long it will take to cut the cages open and get them out if we have to, and usually we do. Also, the condition of the kids is a major factor, so we also have to consider how to prepare for that. Then there are the extraction routes and the safe houses, along with having them staffed for what we could be facing. Unlike most of our rescues, just the prep has taken us 24 hours plus. The brothel was in City Central. Uh, we needed the intel from the volunteers that have been watching for so long in order to understand the traffic and the times along with any patrols. The brothel is on a road that has no cross streets, so it's only one way in and one way out. Well, the one common thing in our favor is that there are many covered trucks that deliver produce in this area and on the street. That way, that would be to our advantage to us so that we could blend in better. These trucks deliver all day and night, so that is also to our advantage. The safe houses we acquired were all in the mountains, so we would have a good vision of any shadows that might be following us or looking for us. The brothel had only a front door, but we would not need to make any more. Any underground tunnel uh, would not be a probable cause of how the kids are brought in or uh, taken out. So the plan was to hit at the best time for the escape and to block traffic from both ends for an out. So the plan was to hit it at the best time for escape and block traffic just for a short bit of time. This will give the team inside an extra time, the extra time that they may need. We would also have to be aware of any shadowing eyes spotted by our volunteers and move accordingly. And so with this, we were all set. We hit the brothel, and the 3 guards were put to sleep for a while, and our trademark cards were placed on them so that they had a message to wake up to. The team all wore masks due to the stench inside, just as we had expected. When the kids are kept in these cages, they really don't clean things. Um, and anyway, I'll go on from there. Uh, so let me see, where was I? Uh, most all the kids were sick from the filth, but 5 were good enough to leave the place on their own. We were ready for this, and the cages had not been a problem. Our traffic blocks were still in place because we had anticipated it taking longer. The kids were removed without delay, and the team was able to get them to the safe houses without any shadows or problems. The kids were not active or talkative due to their condition, so we moved as fast as we could to get them to the safe house and houses. Once they were there, the staff needed to take care of the kids uh, well enough until we could get them to the location we had just added an extension to. Um, they would be kept there in the expansion for some time to get healthy again and not spread anything to the current kids residing where they were going. We assured all would recover. We were assured that all would recover physically, uh, but the nun did not answer when we asked about mentally. I had to accept that for now. Anyways, there were 17 kids ages 6 to 12. Do you guys understand that? From 6 years old to 12. And so that brings us our new total in August of to 1,627 kids rescued, and we have a 100% retention rate. We know where each one of our kids is to this day. So anyway, that's it. And thank you, Jim. Anyway, that's all. Out.